Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Tuesday, July 9th. Okay, now that you got your big vacation yayas out, I know so many people took last week off. I thought it was time for us to actually discuss the fact that half of the year is over. It's incredible. And what a run in the stock market. Just hard to believe when you see these kinds of numbers, especially after last year. Last year was a great year for stocks. I know the previous year was a stinky one, but the S&P 500 is up almost 15% in the first half of the year. And yes, I know that 60% of the gain is driven by just 5 stocks in the first half of the year, Nvidia and Microsoft and Amazon and Meta and Apple. I know all of that. But isn't it more fun to control the things that you can control? Like the to-dos that you may want to check off your list for this first half of the year or as we enter the second half of the year. And so I thought that this might be a good time to remind you that if you've gotten a few things off the financial to-dos of your resolution list and now you're ready to really tackle something else and you need our help, go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. And if you want to come on the air, check the box. Mark will get you on the air with us. And don't forget, while you're on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter and subscribe to our service, Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars and cool bonus video content that we put behind the paywall. If you don't want to, that's fine too. There's a lot of free stuff there, so enjoy. Okay, so before I took off for my mini vacation, I did hit CBS this morning and joined Nate Burleson to talk about the things that you may want to do before you shut your brain down for the summer. So I wanted to air this, and on the other side of it, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the things you need to think about for your investments. So here is the segment about your summer financial to-dos from CBS Mornings.
All right, so we have this mid-year checkup. Let's start with subscriptions, right? This is the digital age we're living in. We're signed up to everything.
Oh, my gosh.
Why is it important to take
Well, we're spending on average about $219 a month. I mean, that is a real number, okay?
Yeah.
And this can really creep up on you. So what I suggest is we're talking about all subscriptions, gym memberships, streaming services. Let's do a little audit of ourselves.
Be realistic.
Let's say, okay, wait a minute. Do I really want everything I'm signed up for? So you go to Apple Pay, you go to Google Pay, you go to your credit card statements, scour it, cancel a couple of things, or go to an ad version.
Am I watching all of these streaming services?
I'm not doing, except Paramount Plus. Except Paramount Plus.
That's
okay,
right. That's
all right.
a fact.
So let's keep that. That's a nice way to save a few bucks, and let's get started there.
Okay, both home and auto insurance soared over the past few years. How can you help lower these bills?
Well, I mean, you are not crazy if you thought that was a jaw-dropping bill you received, because we know that homeowners insurance up by 55% in the last 5 years, and auto insurance up by double digits as well. You want to try to shop around, bundle your coverage if possible, auto with home. Ask for discounts. Hey, do I get a discount if I have a security system? Can I take a defensive driving course? If you've got an old car, we're driving our cars longer, consider dropping your collision or your comprehensive coverage. It may not be worth it anymore. That's a way to shave dollars off your insurance premiums.
All right, viewers have their pen and pads. Let's do a little rapid fire. Retirement accounts. What's your advice for those?
You've changed jobs over the bunch of years. There's a bunch of accounts that are out there. Please try to consolidate. And when you consolidate these accounts, choose one place where you can buy an index fund. That can really save you big bucks.
Okay, you say it's a good time of the year to check your credit score, and it's really not a bad thing if you check it often, right?
Exactly. You can check it as much as you want. It's your inquiry, but if they do a hard inquiry, you're actually going to borrow money.
Gotcha.
You want to do that. But also go to annualcreditreport.com. Check this out once a year because you want to correct any errors. This is important if you're a renter, if you're borrowing money. This can really change the cost of borrowing.
And the last one that's essential for everybody to really pay attention to, even though they don't want to hear these two words, estate planning.
Gail King is going to tell you that I'm one of the biggest nudges out there. So please, Aunt Jill is telling you, a will, a power of attorney, and a healthcare proxy, no matter how much or how little money you have, these documents are critical for you to have before anything bad happens. Please just get it done now. You can do it online. You can go to a lawyer. Just do it.
That sense of security.
Now, during the segment, I was able to cover old retirement accounts and consolidating them and trying to reduce the cost. But now may also be an amazing time to rebalance your accounts, especially those retirement accounts. I mean, just think about it. If you're just a simple 50-50 investor, 50 stocks, 50 bonds, and you go through the first half of this year with the stock market up by almost 15%, you may find that your stock position is larger than you would like it to be, right? So perhaps now is the best time to shift the amounts around and you can return to your target. By the way, if you're about to rebalance and you're nosing around in your accounts, why not see if you can increase your contribution level to your retirement accounts? You know, a lot of people started the year and they may not have known what their job situation was going to be. Maybe things are better than expected. Could you imagine? In that case, maybe you increase your contribution level. Remember, $23,000 is the limit for a work-based retirement plan. If you're over 50, you can add an extra $7,500. The IRA limit is $7,000. Catch-up contribution is $1,000 for IRAs and Roth IRAs. So just keep that all in mind. And I think that this is a good time to just touch on that. If you are thinking about doing this in your taxable accounts, just be careful, because I always get a little nervous about people who futz around too much in their investment accounts throughout the year. So maybe if you want to do it, maybe there's a loss somewhere. I mean, look, there's a lot of stocks that are down this year. So if you didn't own those big 5 stocks or you didn't own the S&P 500 index, you might have some losses. And maybe you want to take those losses now, but just don't forget about them when it comes to the end of the year and you're rebalancing again. So I encourage people to just do this maybe once or twice a year when it comes to your taxable accounts. Maybe with your retirement accounts, you check in on it quarterly, or maybe you do auto rebalancing, which a lot of companies actually offer when you are in an employer-based plan. Overall, I don't want you guys to get too nuts about what's going on in the investment markets, in the financial markets, because you don't have to. And by the way, if you want to take a deeper dive into your investments or conversations around investments, I encourage you to check out The Compound and Friends. That's the program with Josh Brown and Michael Batnick. You can either check it out on YouTube or they do release it as a podcast as well. So if you go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and you see the YouTube show Jill on Money powered by The Compound, you can subscribe to all of the great Compound content. Oh, that's kind of hard for me to say. Okay, that's it for the show today. Don't forget, you can find all of our content on the JillOnMoney.com website and subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Please try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.